Hello, everybody. It's Friday. Today is Friday, the 19th of September, 2025. God damn. Anyway, going to football game night. Lufkin versus Tyler. And that should be more of a challenging game than last week, so we'll see. And what else? Oh, yeah, I started a couple months ago making little notes about things that happened when I was a kid and that kind of humorous and stuff. So I decided today I'm just going to start going down the list, pick out this thing and that thing and just tell you about them. Yeah. So more boring shit from the old fat man. Well, anyway, the first one is when I was a kid, one of the things we loved to do was, because we didn't have, video games and television shows and all that kind of crap. We had to go find something to do. And Mom just said, go do something. So we did. And one of the things we like to do is go over the railroad track. And it wasn't too far away, maybe half a mile or something. And we'd go down the railroad track. We'd pick up spikes and plates and different things they'd tossed off when they'd pulled them out and replaced them. They'd just pull them out and toss them off the side of the tracks, and we'd go down through there and pick them up. We used to go down to the overpass where the train trestle went over the Lufkin Loop and fiddle around down there. My friend Maxie, he was a crazy motherfucker. He'd walk across that thing going, "Yeah, I'm here." And that was an active track back then. And we told him he was crazy. But there was one day that we went over there, and I don't know how old it was, maybe 12, give or take. And I went, I sat down at the top of the slope, at the overpass, got the slope that comes down to the road, and it's a concrete slope, but it was rough. And I slid down on my buttocks. And when I got to the bottom, I figured out I had done a boo-boo. I had ripped a hole out of my pants. My derriere was showing. I had to walk home with a blaring derriere. Yeah, I did. People got to see my bum. Wasn't anything to look at. That was kind of funny, though. Everybody thought it was funny. We got lots of those railroad ties. We used them for trot line anchors. Oh, I got to tell you about trot line fishing sometime. And we used them for whatever else we could play with them. Yep. Okay. Next story. Oh, this is a short one. It was just a little funny thing. I was mowing the yard, and there was a gas can, and I don't know how the fucking thing got on fire. But it did, sitting out in the yard, and I picked it up, and it was on fire. The flames coming out of the can. And my big sister, freaked out. "Can's on fire! Can's on fire!" And I looked down, and I said, "Oh." I sat down and walked away. And it was over. That was one big fucking deal, right? Well, it was funny at the time. All right, last one for this video. My dad had a little shop. He worked on televisions and whatever else came his way. It was a nice little shop. And when I was a kid, I would work in the little shop with him. I would piddle with stuff and make shelves and take them apart. And yeah. And then there was one day when I had decided to take my shelves apart. And I was using a little ball peen hammer. And it was way long, man. It was a long handle on that thing. And I was doing a brilliant thing. I was swinging that hammer up. It hit the bottom of the board to knock the nails loose. You know where I'm going with it. And I swung the hammer up and I missed that bottom board. And I swear to this day, I can remember seeing that fucking hammer coming towards my head, thinking, oh shit. Man, I hit myself right between the eyes with a hammer. Bam! Knocked myself back on my ass. And it made me mad. And I jumped up and I grabbed that hammer and I slammed it down on the floor. And I said, God damn hammer! And instead of my dad feeling bad about me getting hit in the head, he kicked me out the front door of the shop and said, don't talk like that, boy! Yeah, those were the days, right? I'm still knocking the hole out of here. Yep. All right, well, that's probably enough on this one. I hope you'll have a good weekend, and I'll be back with more stuff. Check out my website, tedgresham.com. I have a lot of these videos on there and print up much other stuff. That's right. Have a lovely day.